Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studios out here at the lovely Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora, Mississippi, wrapped with American flags over both shoulders. Got the new Men's Health of Mississippi and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio banner hanging right behind my head. If you're watching on the live stream, that's right, we got the live stream up and kicking. We're streaming at Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. I got the chat box up on the stream. You got something to say, you want the world to see it, doesn't matter what platform you're posting on. Everybody will see it up on the screen. So, take part in it. If you want to call into the show, the phone number is 601-879-0002. Sorry, I had the commercials still playing there. I apologize for the technical glitch. I'll never get used to it. We can play the commercials during the breaks online now, and we've got a new button here on the board to do it. And, it's muscle memory. And I continue to forget to use that muscle to cut it back down. And it's also kind of oddly, the microphone here in my line of sight blocks that channel that it's on. We're going to have to fix that. Anyway, so let me start over. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is episode 999 of the Clay Edwards Show on WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com. Also in stunning HD at Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We got the chat box up on the screen. If you want to chime in, let the world see your comments. It doesn't matter what platform you are commenting from, Facebook, X, YouTube, or Rumble. It will be up on the screen, just like the big-time YouTubers do, or Twitch streamers. We don't even try to stream on Twitch. Twitch is the most woke of the woke streaming platforms, and you are not allowed to say any of the stuff that I say on Twitch. So we do not even waste our time on Twitch. So good morning to everybody jumping in online. Of course, good morning to the big radio audience out there, which is the biggest audience by far of anything we do. The radio audience is by far the largest, but the online audience is obviously the most engaged because they're watching and typing and doing all this other stuff and putting in their 2 cents constantly, which we appreciate. But anyway, the Mazda Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944, 769-241-1944. One episode away from 1,000. One episode away. We've been getting so many cool congratulatory videos from everybody, including, of course, the President of the United States. I mean, look, I can't confirm if it's real or not, but it sounds real to me. It looks real to me. So I'm going to say it's real because, dang it, I want it to be real. My mom thought it was real. Shelby thought it was real. So, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Look, one of the things that I want to talk about this morning, and interestingly, I didn't do a whole lot of show prep because I kind of wanted to freestyle it a little bit today. It's kind of by design. I was in the office back there as Chip was wrapping up his show. Why isn't X working? We will have a problem if Twitter isn't working this morning. There we go. But anyway, for the last 2 days, especially yesterday, I listened to a lot of black content creators, conservative black content creators. So I love black conservatives. I just hate black Democrats. So I can't be a racist. You can't love one segment of black people and be a racist. That's not how racism works. Do y'all understand that? But I do aggressively hate black Democrats and white ones equally. The thing is, there's just so many more black Democrats around here that it is disproportionate. Does that make sense? But it is a visceral hate. You know, I hate the culture. I hate the politics. I hate the oppression Olympics. I hate the victim culture, the fatherless culture, the thug culture, the my baby didn't do nothing culture, the made up names. It's just not a bunch of serious people. Just not. And then demanding people take you serious is a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch. But again, I feel the exact same way about white liberals, Democrats, however you want to spin that. And I'm not talking about your traditional kind of sit at the bar, meet you in the middle kind of guy. I'm talking about the hardcore nut jobs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was told they've canceled Father's Day in Jackson this year. Is that true? Man, I bet that's a card they don't sell out of at Walgreens. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you to the person who just sent that text in on the Guns and Gear text line. So anyway, one of the things online that you're seeing unfold here is the oppression Olympics. Look, if Clay Edwards don't know one thing, or let me rephrase that. If Clay Edwards don't know anything, he knows one thing. Democrats do not play well with other Democrats. Until it's time to get in the voting booth, then they kind of get the blue no matter who mentality. They'll come together for the greater good. Sometimes. So what you're seeing unfold right now is the Latinos are upset that the Blackos aren't coming to their defense and making this a joint effort, a joint operation. An inter-race operation. I'm sure there's a more technical word Chockway would use when the county and the city would work together. He always referred to it as an inter-something operation. He learned a new word for about a week when he found out that the county and the city could work together to pave a road. And he would use it all the time. It was inter-something. And I've apparently forgotten what it was. But anyway, so the Latinos are upset with the blacks for not falling on the sword with them. And the blacks are like, oh, well, you remember the majority of y'all voted for Trump. So you're getting what you voted for. And I don't remember y'all helping burn down our neighborhoods and fight the man when George died. Where was y'all then, Latinos? I just look. If I got to pick a side over illegal immigrants or black Americans, I'm taking the black Americans' side. I'm taking the people who are here legally's side. Just because. I'm a nationalist. I'm going to take the person who here's legally side. But if we're talking about these thug, vandals, BLM, Antifa nut jobs, deport all of them. Deport all of them. But there's a bunch of videos out there of crying Latinos, big booty crying Latino women. Alex Stein, 99, is just killing it with his big booty Latina videos. Say to big booty Latinas, I can fix them. We're going to play some of that. We're going to play. I'm going to get some videos queued up here for the second segment of crying Latinos upset with blacks and blacks explaining to Latinos why they don't have their back on this. Look, again, Democrats do not play well with other Democrats. And it is always fun to watch it unfold for the world to see. It is always comical because it's the oppression Olympics. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit this morning, but I want to drive this point home. Their common enemy, either way, though, is us. They hate white people. This is all about fighting white people. Now, they'll sit there and they'll call all of us racist. We're the racist. We're the racist. We're the racist. But, I don't recall a time in my lifetime that all the white folks have decided to mount up and go protest or fight the Hispanics or the blackses. They would throw all of us in prison if we tried to do such a thing. They would throw all of us in prison. I mean, look at January 6th. Well, I guess we'll just use January 6th as an example here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care if it was an insurrection, a coup, or an outright attempt to eliminate every Washington politician. It is what it is. And I was supporting it if it meant preventing Joe Biden and the hostile takeover of America. Black women. I'm talking to y'all right now. Black Democrat women. This is what you voted for. Everybody keeps saying, Republicans, is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? Hell yeah, it's what I voted for. Black women. Let's talk about how we got here. Let's talk about how we got here right now. Black women. Joe Biden. This is what y'all voted for. Open borders. We've been telling y'all. The Democrats were using you. Kim Wade talks about it all the time. You didn't leverage your vote. The Democrats know they got the black vote. What they didn't know they had is the Hispanic vote. And they're working hard for that Hispanic vote. I mean, bending over backwards, giving them the lube and everything. Because they know Hispanics, Latinos, whatever you want to call them, Mexicans, they traditionally skew more conservative. They're leaving countries, communist countries, or failed states to come to America, so they've seen firsthand what's happening. Now, there's some bad apples here right now. There's some thugs, some criminals, and that's mainly what's going on. And then you got the white liberal egging it on and instigating it here in America. But black folks, we told y'all this is what was going to happen. We tried to save y'all on January 6th. We tried to prevent this. We told y'all are being replaced by the Hispanics, by the Latinos. They weren't coming for my job. They're coming for y'all's jobs. They're coming from y'all's benefits. Now, again, I'm talking to urban black Democrats here. They're coming for y'all's Section 8. They weren't coming for Clay Edwards. They were coming for y'all. We tried to fight for y'all. Y'all wouldn't let us. Y'all called us insurrectionists. Racisms exist. Jim Eagle called us all these bad names. But we was fighting for y'all, trying to prevent this. Again, black women. There's no more group of dedicated Democrats than y'all. Y'all voted for this. Y'all voted for these Hispanics taking over your neighborhoods. Rioting, looting, burning down your neighborhoods. Now, well, let's be honest, it's mostly the blacks taking advantage of the lootings in the neighborhoods. But it's the Hispanics and the Latinos that have got this whole thing popped off, and of course, white liberals. I'm here for it. They keep talking about a civil war. It's going to be the Republicans versus the... No. It's But first, it's going to be the blacks versus the Hispanics at ground zero in their neighborhoods where this is popping off at in these blue cities. I mean, you really think that by the time they get through with that, they're going to have to deal with the majority? I don't think so. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We've set it up the most incendiary way possible. I think I'm doing everything I can to not make it to the 1,000th episode. It may be an online exclusive. Man, I'm just spitting facts. You may not want to hear any of this, but this is all 100% facts. Black folks, this is what you voted for. You're just getting it one president late. And ironically, what's happening now is exactly what I voted for too. Boom, shakalaka boom. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I will be right back on WYAB. All right, we're back. Sorry, I was watching videos here of crying Latinos that we're going to play, and it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty entertaining because it's all an act. You know, it's an act. Oh man, welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live here on WYAB. Yeah, you know, you got them in every group. You got them in every group. We've got our crying white liberal women. I don't know that I'll be able to play their videos because they're so unhinged that they have to cuss a lot. Every other word is the F word when they're trying to get their point across, you know, which is an absolute joke. But hey, whatever. All right, guys, don't forget Parade of Homes this weekend. The big summertime Parade of Homes event here in central Mississippi. Let me see here. Here's my notes. Parade of Homes. Are you looking to, let me just give you the details. It's the Parade of Homes. It's featuring the best from local home builders, featuring the newest and latest products and brand new homes, not used, in brand new homes. It was this past weekend, and of course it's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, June 14th and 15th, brought to the market from Home Builders Association of Jackson. These collection of homes will only be open to the public these two exclusive weekends. So like, these are not homes they're going to have open houses on any other time. So you got a rare opportunity to get in some really, really nice homes that otherwise would require you having to work with a realtor to get in. And nothing wrong with working with realtors. We love our realtor friends here on the Clay Edwards Show. Yeah, fix one thing here real quick. There we go. Had to get my face back on the screen. So it's pretty cool. They're scattered around the Tri-County area. It includes 23 neighborhoods and 54 total houses in the Parade of Homes this year. That is wild. I wonder if any are actually in the city limits of Jackson. Of course, it's free. It's brought to you by Atmos Energy. You can check out all the homes online and narrow it down to the ones you want to go see at paradeofhomesjackson.com. Paradeofhomesjackson.com. So you're looking to buy or build a new home, see the latest and greatest in brand new houses that are open to the public. Looking to build new? Start by seeing what's in our market now. Remodeling? Go see the latest features in our market for your home. All the homes on paradeofjackson.com, but there's nothing like walking through each home to see the details yourself. Pretty cool. Sorry for that clunky ad read there. My setup was not my preparation was not all there. I had not gotten my note folder, my show note folder out of my backpack yet. So anyway, apparently I'm not hitting on all cylinders yet this morning. I had a headache last night. I went rucking yesterday. Kind of hot, but I was well hydrated. I went and did the cryo chamber and the red light therapy. Then I went rucking for an hour out on the trails with basically 60 pounds on my back. And then I went home and worked out in the garage. I'm trying to do things that suck. Like what are things that suck the most? Well, if you ask me, it's being hot outside. I hate being hot. So I've moved all my miserable things outside, like working out. I don't get on a treadmill anymore. I ruck. I don't go to the gym. I get in my garage and do squats and deadlifts and everything that I can do in there with my workout equipment. And then I go and I get in a minus 200 degree cryothermal chamber. These are all things that suck. And I'm trying to do things that suck every day, like hard stuff. So it makes doing the sort of hard stuff or the things that I don't want to do way easier. I'm about 2 weeks into all this. And I have to say it is in fact working, but it's taking a toll on my body in the short term. You know, I had like a migraine last night. I don't know if it's from some of the supplements I've taken, getting as hot as I got, sweating a lot, whatever. So if I'm not clicking on all cylinders, I think I know the reason why. So I do apologize. But no regrets. I will not be changing. I'll just make sure I stay hydrated. Hey, man, you can't talk this much crap. You can't be the most incendiary radio host in America and be in bad shape. You got to be ready, son. You got to be ready. And you know what they say? It's a lot easier to be ready than to get ready. And I'm trying to be ready. And hopefully I never need to be ready. All right. I think we got our first contestant up. We've got our first crying Latino video here. Let me pull this up real quick. I have to listen to these in advance for foul language. So if this seems a little clunky, that is why I've had to test stream them. So that's what I've been doing during the breaks. And that's what happened when I came back and there was no sound there. So let me pull her up here real quick. I know this makes for phenomenal radio. I get it, but it is what it is. All right. We got it there. Here we go. Crying Latino 1.
Us over, you're shooting us all because of the color of our skin.
No.
All because we have culture, we brought it here, and we are who we are, and we love it here, and
She said that we're shooting because of the color of their skin.
We help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people.
Is that true? Are Latinos known for helping people? I mean, is that their thing? I'm not being facetious either. I've watched this video a dozen times, and just what this lady says over and over is, we help people. It's what we're known for. Huh? I mean, look, I've got Latino friends, and I'm not hating at all here, but like, that's not the first thing that comes to mind when I think of my Latino friends. It's like, oh yeah, no, they help people. I mean, is that what they're known for? I don't know. Let's start this over, and I'll shut up to the end of it. Maybe.
You're running us over. You're shooting us all because of the color of our skin.
Lies.
All because we have culture. We brought it here, and we are who we are. And
well, we do. I lied. We do like to steal people's culture. That's what we're doing. We're shooting y'all and running y'all over and deporting you because you brought culture here. Now, I mean, if we're talking about the culture rot that's already here, yes, that is definitely a crime punishable by the aforementioned atrocities.
We love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do
Yeah, come in the front door instead of the back door. Come into America legally. There's something that you can do. Come here the right way.
If there's something we could do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation.
Report them to INS or tell them to take the $1,000 self-deportation money, then come back, the right way. That would be the advice I would give them. Hey, homie, take the $1,000, take the $1,000, go down there and come back through the front door.
Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran over.
That's exactly what happened in Jackson. We were terrorized and had to move. I feel your pain. I truly do.
If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil-ass human being, and you need help, and you need God.
I have God.
You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you.
Right next to Pookie and him.
Karma is real, and God will take care of them. This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want for us.
Well, why don't y'all go back to Mexico and create peace there? You know, there's people who cry on TikTok when they're making their videos. You know, you can pick their purse up and shake it, and it's got the Rankin County mating call in it. Rattle, 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 rattle. Rattle, 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 rattle. It's like all of her SSRIs, her Adderall, everything, just shaking around in there. A little Molotov cocktail of crazy. Oh, yeah. She definitely gets down on the first date. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Episode 999. Only one more to go to 1,000. What can we do to top this dumpster fire of a week we've had already? Stay tuned. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. If you're watching online, we got the lighting taken care of. I look much brighter now. Thank you, Sean and Lindsay, for leaving your lights in here. Anyway, welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio, episode 999, as we fastly approach episode 1,000 tomorrow right here on WYAB. Man, I got a great message from a friend of mine, a man that I respect the heck out of, Mr. David Funches. I mean, he's an OG. He's an OG. You know, we talk about black conservatives in the area, you know, and like, I just don't like Democrats, black Democrats, white Democrats. It doesn't really matter. It just so happens that I'm surrounded by black Democrats. So it seems like I just don't like black people because, well, there's so many black Democrats around here. But it's not that I don't like black people. I just don't like Democrats. And, you know, anyway, you get the point. You understand what a brother's saying here. I don't want to be around that foolishness that comes with being around, you know, Democrats. So let me see here. Let me find my video. I want to play this real quick. Where are we at? Damn, it's further down than I thought. All right, David sent me a video yesterday. And I want to give David his flowers this morning here on the show. We may play another one or two also. We're going to play some more crying Latino videos too, just because. And look, again, these are left-wing Latinos that we're making fun of this morning. Democrat Latinos who are fastly finding their way into the same category as black and white Democrats for me. I mean, I've tried to give Latinos the benefit of the doubt, but they're testing my gangsta. They really are. They're testing my gangster. You know, I thought they could come and could assimilate and kind of get down, but, you know, burning our flag and waving your flag and telling us how much you love your country, but you're willing to fight to not have to go back there. I'm having a hard time rationalizing any of this nonsense. So let's play some David Funches. It'll make life better. And y'all be sure to follow David. He's a hoot from right out there in Raymond, Mississippi.
We'd like to shout out to Clay Edwards of WYAB 103.9 radio talk show in the state of Mississippi. I know some of my out-of-state followers are following Clay. Y'all share his platform.
We're worldwide, baby.
Share the radio station. Let the people of the world know that there are still some people willing to stand up and tell the truth without being scared. So, Clay, congratulations on your 1,000th episode, which will air Friday. Hope you have a great day, a cold beer. Don't forget, shut the damn gate and keep hammering on the ignorant.
We will, in fact. There will, in fact, be cold beer, David. I will never let a monumentous occasion not be celebrated without a cold beer. A cold beer from my friends at Southern Beverage, I'm sure. We got another video. I got to get a bunch of these posted, but I want to play one more here from our very own Radio Strongman, Kim Wade.
All right, folks, Kim Wade here. First of all, I just want to wish Clay Edwards congratulations on his 1,000th show. That's right, folks. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but he's put in over 1,000 shows here at WYAB 103.9 FM. Want a hat tip to the brother. I'm so proud of him. I remember when he was a young tot, a little cub at 22, 23 years old when I first met him. And I could see that gleam in his eye. He had that drive, that hustle, that grind. And some 20-something years later, we ended up crossing paths again. Didn't even know he was doing podcasts here on the weekends. And I told the owner of the station, I said, this guy's got legs. And sure enough, he's proved himself. He's a hustler. Congratulations for all the areas that you're conquering, putting under your feet. Hat tip to you, brother. Keep putting in that work. And main thing is, let those nads hang, brother. Let them hang. Congratulations, my friend.
Man, I just want to say, those are two guys right there that I got so damn much respect for, because there's nothing harder in this country. There's nothing harder in this country than to be a black conservative. Not a tranny, not anything else, not an LGBTQ, rainbow supremacist, not just regular black. A black conservative is the hardest thing in this country to be, because other blacks feel like you've turned your back on them and they've washed their hands of you, so to say. You still got a lot of white racists who want to stereotype you as a black Democrat because, you're black, so you can't be conservative. And then, of course, and that's from a lot of white conservatives, mind you. But once they realize you're down for the cause, you're on the team, they usually okay with you. So you got to deal with overcoming that stereotype. Let's just be honest. That's real. That's 100% real. And then the worst racism of all is the kind from white liberals who think that they can call you the N-word and anything else they want just because you're a black conservative. And they still think they own you and that you basically have escaped off their plantation. And I'm not being hyperbolic or speaking in hyperbole. See, that same word, different sayings, different uses of it. At all. At all. So, man, I tell you what, when the crap hits the fan, I want the black conservatives in my foxhole, because those guys are used to getting it from every direction. Because it is the hardest thing to be in this country socially is a black conservative. And speaking of that, I think we got another one on the Mazda Jackson phone line. My boy, Mr. Derek, on the line here. What's up, brother?
Hey, good morning, man. Happy 1,000.
Well, one to go, but we're close. Thank you.
Oh, man, we already speaking into this. Man, I just want to say I appreciate what you do. I remember when I met you a long time ago, met you in person, man, it was like, instant on the same accord and everything like that, and I'm very grateful. We hung out a few times at the on the porch and everything like that, man. You're just a solid brother. What can I say? Man,
I appreciate it, and I feel the same exact way about you. I met you, I think the first time I met you in person was at the Rankin County Republican Breakfast, if my memory serves me correct.
Right. That is correct.
And, you came out there, and, man, we've hung out. You've come and done the show with me on Memorial Day before. I appreciate that. And need to see you again here soon, man. I know you've gone through some things in your personal life and whatnot, and we hope you're doing well, and hope you're just keeping your head up and doing your thing.
Yeah. I wanted to interject one thing about the struggle of black conservatives. Oh, how quickly these black liberals forget that we were the pioneers of the conservative movement during the Reconstruction Era. And how quickly you forget your history. There's a number one people that say that they remember history, it repeats itself. Oh, did you forget about the history of Newt Knight and the Free State of Jones, and how the Republicans rebelled against both the the Southern KKK and the Democrats of that era? Are you forgetting about that? That was Newt Knight, my friend, that rallied that cause. Was it not?
Yep.
Are you familiar with the story of Newt Knight in the Free State of Jones?
Yes. Well, I mean, I can't sit here and quote it all, but yes, I'm familiar with it enough.
Right. I mean, how quickly they forget. How quickly they forget about Reconstruction. How quickly they forget about those first politicians who were freemen were Republicans, and they were conservative Republicans. How quickly they forget. So anytime I hear a liberal or a black Democrat talking about history and blah, 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 no, that's selective history. That's revisionist history you want to talk about. Let's talk about history in its entirety. You know, I don't know if you saw the movie Sinners or not. Have you seen Sinners yet?
Man, I have not yet, but I was told it was basically more white people bad, and so I decided not to watch it.
No, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
And Ryan Coogler said he didn't mean for it to be that way. You know, but people are going to always put meaning into something that's not there. No, it's not like that at all.
Okay, good. Because I like scary movies, and I heard it was good from that perspective, but I saw several other people say, man, it's just another one of these white people bad things.
No. It did not do it. It did not. Ryan Coogler said that woke intention was not his intention, and that Remick was not meant to be portrayed as a cultural appropriator. It was just meant to tell a tale of how similar oppressed people can do the oppressing themselves. You know, just like Michael B. Jordan's character. You know, so you have to see it. It's none of those things. That's just the oversimplification. But what I did want to call out is that
you got 30 seconds before we go to a hard break.
Well, what I want to call out real quick, there was a scene where he does pull out guns and everything that he got from World War I. That goes into the book Blacks and Guns when it talks about when blacks started to arm themselves coming back from the military to fight against oppression, mainly from who? Racist Democrats.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Love you, brother. Thank you, Derek.
Uh-huh.
Another great dude right there. I'm so honored to be able to call guys like Derek. All right, guys, I'm going to chit-chat with y'all for a minute here because when we come back from this break, it's only going to be about 30 seconds, and we got our top of the hour news break, so I'll try to stay on with y'all some during that, but I got to set up these videos for hour two. Again, this work computer is way different than my home computer. This is just like one little screen. My home computer is a big, massive, like gamer screen, and it's the equivalent of having like two monitors without a break in it. And I can basically set up like 4 windows in it, and it moves a lot faster. It makes this all seem way more seamless. People are like, get a producer. It ain't the producer I need. It's a bigger, faster computer and a couple monitors is what I need. Anyway, I digress. Let's read some of your comments here. I'm going to start at the bottom. Teresa says, I'm not coming through. I don't know why I'm not coming through. Seems to be working everywhere else. Make sure your volume's on. Make sure your volume's on. Let's see here. I got a phone call coming in. All right, y'all hang tight. Let me catch the call. All right, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. If y'all do want to call into the show, the number is 601-879-0002. If you want to text into the show, it's 769-241-1944. I got to keep my thing up here to make sure I'm not running over. All right, yeah, when we come back, we're going to have 1 minute before the next break. So let's see here. Pull your chats back up. Hugo says all the Democrats presidents, and they couldn't sign an immigration reform bill. You know, Salty Cracker was talking about this last night. He said, how many times in the last 20 years have the Democrats had all 3 branches of government? They've been screaming DACA for my adult life, DACA, the Dreamers Act, all that stuff. And the Democrats never did a damn thing about it because they knew once they did it, they couldn't use it as leverage anymore for votes. We're at war, guys. It is left versus right. It is good versus evil. The Democrats have been playing black folks and playing Latinas, and it's all for votes. And they're not giving them anything. I mean, they're giving illegals a bunch right now. And because they're trying to move them into conservative areas and turn red cities blue, red states blue. So they're pandering to that particular demographic right now, but it's been at the expense of the black community. But hey, black people, y'all voted for this. Joe Biden did this to y'all. Trump's fixing it. Trump is fixing it. Like I said, I know black folks ain't on board. I'm seeing it online. Crap, we're back live. All right, sorry guys. It came back live quicker than I expected. I was just telling the internet audience that, I'm going to repeat something. Black folks, y'all voted for this with Joe Biden. Y'all voted for these immigrants coming in here and coming into y'all cities and taking all of y'all's resources. You may not have realized it. You may have thought they were just going to come to Texas and California. But you see, what had happened was they got bust on up to Chicago, bust on up to New York City, bust on up into these blue cities too. And they started taking all your resources. But it's okay. Trump's going to fix it. We'll be back in 7 minutes. All right, that was a train wreck right there. I got to pay more attention to the schedule when it's coming up. But that's what I'm talking about. There's not a single person who's, if they're being honest with themselves, can sit here and tell you right now that they're not, especially black folks. Y'all know y'all are happy with what's going on because it's going to clean up a mess that y'all created in your own neighborhoods with Trump getting rid of all these illegals. And you won't have to worry about your resources being drained. Y'all can get back to doing all the draining and stealing of the resources through your nonprofits and all that. Yeah, I love it. I find all of this wildly entertaining. It's a big FU to all of you. And you're going to be forced to see who has America's best interest in mind. And that America includes black people. That America includes naturalized Hispanics. Make sure I'm saying that right. Hispanics who were born here legally and came here legally. And any other immigrant that came here legally. That America includes everybody that we're trying to make great for y'all, for us. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. Black and brown people don't have the same fight. Like brown people are trying to hijack, everybody tries to hijack the black oppression movement and try to lump themselves in with the black oppression. The gays have done it. The entire rainbow supremacy has done it. And I'm shocked of all the people to allow, of all the groups for y'all to allow to steal some of y'all's oppression thunder, to steal some of y'all's sympathy, to share some of y'all's plight with. The fact y'all let the rainbow supremacists come in and that became y'all's partner in crime, your blood brothers in oppression, your tag team partners. That's the one that surprises me the most. Because I grew up as a Gen Xer, and there was no more homophobic group of people on planet Earth. Well, the Arabs, the Middle East. But other than them, there was no more homophobic group than the blacks. Black men couldn't stand gay people. I had a lot of black friends, and man, blacks of a certain age, unless they got turned out in prison or something, were very, very homophobic. So I've been very surprised, just on a personal level, at y'all wrapping arm in arm with boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studios of Mississippi. Don't forget, text Clay today to 601-327-8550 for your complimentary testosterone screening, and to get more details about compounded semaglutide. That's right, generic Ozempic. Why pay thousands of dollars a month when your insurance won't cover it, when you can pay a couple $100 a month for the same medicine from a local pharmacy, from a local doctor? That's right. Men's Health and Women's Wellness offers compounded semaglutide. Long story short, it's a generic version of Wegovy, of Ozempic, of those type drugs, the injectables to help you lose weight. And there's some new studies showing that they can also help you with alcoholism. They're not all the way confirmed and finished yet, but there's a lot of data pointing that direction, that if you're struggling with alcohol addiction, that these medicines can help you overcome those addictions. So that's really, really good. That's another upside to these. Expect that to be concrete soon, because if they can find another way if these drug companies can find another way to market and sell it, I can assure you they're going to find a way to market and sell it. And if it's cure alcoholism, roll with it, baby. But anyway, if you're suffering from fatigue, decreased muscle tone, lack of energy, low libido, brain fog, sleep disturbances, depression, and so many others, you could be suffering from low T. Text Clay 601-327-8550. All right, man, let's get back into it. Now, I'm gonna have to have my finger on the button over here for these next couple of videos. These videos are a mix of blacks responding to Latinos and more crying Latino women. And we also have, just to keep things fair and balanced and racially distributed, equality, inclusion, we do have some angry white liberal women as well. And I'll try to find some rainbow supremacists as well if we can. But, I was in the shower last night. I know, TMI. I was in the shower and I always have my speaker in there listening to a podcast or music or whatever. And I was listening to this battle, this black versus Latina stuff. And I was thinking back. See, now blacks are experiencing exactly what whites experienced during Black Lives Matter. See, I do find blacks to be a bit hypocritical here. Black Democrats we're talking about, to be a bit hypocritical here, because I remember y'all screaming at white folks about being allies, about silence is violence. If you're not speaking up for, you might as well be speaking up against. That not saying anything is racisms. Yes, I add an S to the end of racism, just like y'all do Kroger. Neither one has an S at the end, but it's universally agreed upon that S's belong on the end. So I don't shop at Kroger, so I don't get to say I've gone to Kroger's, but I get to talk about racism all the time. So I get to add an S to that word, racisms. See how that works there? Two-way street. But yeah, so I do find it a bit hypocritical of black people who screamed about allies, silence is violence, and all of that back during the George Floyd riots. Now they're doing the same thing, or now Mexicans, should I say, Hispanics are doing the same thing to them that they did to us. Is nobody changing their profile pictures to some solid color for solidarity? Are we not showing solidarity for our Hispanic, for the illegal Hispanics here? Are we putting a Mexican flag up? A kilo of cocaine? What image are we using to show solidarity with the illegals? Because it wasn't like a normal black photo, just a black block for your photo to show solidarity for black folks during the George Floyd riots. Man, has a country ever suffered as much over a suicide as it has the George Floyd one? I tell you. Before we get into these videos, there's a big riot coming to downtown Jackson this Saturday at the Capitol. This No Kings nonsense that apparently is being brought to you by Walmart. One of the one of the Walmart founders or daughters, one of the Walmart heirs, is the money behind this whole fiasco. Now Walmart's had to come out and say, no. Well, yeah. The Walmart fortune is bankrolling this no kings thing. And I guess the whole thing about no kings is they're trying to say that Donald Trump thinks he's a king. But again, I find the hypocrisy hilarious when all of y'all refer to your sons as my little king and we was all kings. Let's take a call. Well, they hung up. The phone line, 601-879-0002. Again, I just asked for consistency. You know, is that too much to ask for? I just asked for consistency. If silence is violence when it's one way, it's got to be silence is violence when it's the other. Now, here we got a video of a migrant telling black people, no more money for you. I mean, this is wild what's going on. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. We're going to play a chunk of videos here for you guys. Let me get the volumes cut up and get it started over here. This is a migrant in Chicago has audacity to tell a black American, no money for you.
Money for you. You working. No more money for you. Bye-bye. Go back across the No more money for you. No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. No more money for you. Take your podcast.
No more money for you. Oh, man. I mean, look, black folks, this is what you voted for. We tried to warn you. That's what January 6th was about. That was us trying to save y'all from your bad, terrible voting habits. But you just wouldn't listen to Clay, to Kim Wade, to Jamison Haygood, anybody else that was on the radio here at that time. You wouldn't listen. We tried to tell you, hey guys, this ain't going to end well. No. I remember that Beetlejuice looking mayor, Lori Lightfoot up in Chicago, running out in the streets after the AP called it for Joe. Once the steal was secured. She's like, the knee is off our necks. The knee is off our necks. Oh, little did she know that busload after busload after busload was on their way from Mexico and wherever else in South America to put that knee right back on the back of their neck by stealing all their resources and all of that good stuff. I mean, just think about what they did. They brought all these illegals over here and they put them up in 5-star hotels in New York and Chicago. Fed them everything. Blacks, the Democrat Party's throwing y'all away. They done with y'all. I mean, look, and I ain't just welcoming you over here. Just not with the culture. Not with that culture. That culture, right? In the black Democrat community, y'all gonna have to reconcile that. Start a third party, do something. But we're gonna try to save you. We're gonna try to make it better. But I can't make any promises because at the end of the day, it all starts in the home. It all starts in the home. Let's see here. All right, now this video here is an angry white liberal woman. I'm gonna have to keep my finger on the trigger over here because these people can't speak in fluent English without a lot of cuss words. But here we go. She is she's letting people know that what does it say here? This is from Colin Rugg on X. It says white women are out in full force on TikTok to tell the world how bad the ICE raids in Los Angeles are. She goes, "This doesn't bother." Well, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I do find it funny that they're fighting a revolution on TikTok. What's the old saying? The revolution will be televised. I think we need to update that. The revolution will be TikToked. Here we go.
You know what's so funny? Everyone who felt comfy enough to out themselves that they voted for Trump back in January, they're dead silent right now.
I'm not. I am anything but dead silent, sweetheart. Anything but. As a matter of fact, I'm the voice of the voiceless.
Dead silent.
Apprehending them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person.
Say hello to the bad guy.
And I don't want to be your friend.
Oh no, she don't want to be my friend.
Don't care about your opinion.
You don't care about my opinion, but you put yours on the internet to tell me that you don't care about mine. I bet you do care. I bet you care.
I say this in the most disrespectful way possible as a first-generation American whose parent is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you have a large platform on this app on the internet, and you have decided, you have made the conscious choice to not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in this city right now, the attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment, if you are not sticking your head out for your own community, the city of Los Angeles in which you live, that you benefit so much from, if you can't do that, you do not deserve your platform, and maybe you should fucking move.
I don't know who needs to.
All right. I don't have to keep my finger on the trigger the whole time. The wildly overuse of the F word is a bit exhausting. But I love them wagging their finger at us. I love it. I love them wagging their finger at us. I got another video here that I'm going to play real quick before we go to break. It's actually a couple videos, and I think that we're safe on the language here.
A lot of the black people that I see you over here.
This is some Latinos wagging their finger at the black community a month or so ago over the Carmelo Anthony stuff. So there's just a lot, and I've been all up in the comment section online, like reading under like these. I follow a lot of like black culture stuff on Instagram. I mean, I'm deep in this culture war. I'm deep in it. When I talk about culture rot, trust me, I follow it at a molecular level. But here's a Hispanic lady calling out black Americans and calling them thugs for supporting Carmelo Anthony. Oh, man, I tell you what, it's making it harder and harder for me to pick a side here because I agree with her 100% here. Well, let's listen to this Latino lady here.
A lot of the black people that I see you over here defending Carmelo Anthony, I'm looking at you funny as hell because I know and you know that if the roles were reversed, you would not be having that same energy. You would not be singing that same tune. Oh, he got what he deserved. He fucked around and found out. That's why you don't put your hands on nobody, blah, blah, blah. You would be the same people protesting in the streets. He didn't need to use excessive force. He killed him because he's racist. That's a hate crime. He needs to go to prison, blah, blah, blah. And we're not buying it. Because we know now this is proof that you don't operate out of a moral compass. You operate out of a racial loyalty. And that's pathetic and it's dangerous. You operate out of if they look like me, that's enough. I'm standing by them. It doesn't matter what somebody could do or how much they should be held accountable or what horrid or disgusting actions that they have committed, their character or what they got going on. It does not matter. If they have your same skin tone, you're standing by them. And the rest of us, we see right through it. It's pathetic. You have lost all credibility.
For those black people who are attacking the civilized black person, calling them a race traitor, porch, uncle, yada, 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 you, guess which black person you are here in the United States? Ones, the one that nobody wants around, that we have all problems with, because what you do, you support crime.
Yep.
You're not wanted anywhere because you don't know how to act, and you want to go ahead and act that way when a civilized person because of the whole Carmelo Anthony situation? Come on, yo. Really? It's the same thing that happens in the Hispanic community. When there's a Hispanic issue going on and you want to attack the civilized Hispanic, you want to call them a race traitor, you want to be white, you're fucking this, you're fucking that. Because, why? Because we don't know, because we got the same skin color? We got to act stupid together or what? Right is right and wrong is wrong. Carmelo Anthony is guilty and he will be proven guilty. You'll see. And for all those civilized people that know what's right and what's wrong, I applaud you, and I'm sure your kids will have a better future than those degenerate people who always will support crime.
So this was shared by Black Alpha Network, and it says, the Latino community said Black Americans were thugs for supporting Carmelo Anthony. Now they're begging for our help. The answer is hell no. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line before the break. Hey, thanks for staying on hold. You're on there.
Hello, Clay. This is Mandy from Covington, Kentucky.
Yeah, I saw the caller ID. That's fine. That's why I went to you before the commercial break. I was looking forward to hearing from you. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you for all that you do. I am a Black woman, 40 years old, and everything you are saying is so correct. I am so tired of the degeneracy in the Black community. If you are not a degenerate and you're doing right, being a moral, law-abiding citizen, you are not looked at as Black. You're looked at as a white person, or you're not Black enough, because I get that all the time. And you had asked a question on why Black people aren't putting up the brown square. It's because civil rights is only Black people thing, and everybody else fuck them. Excuse my language. Because civil rights is us, and that's only for us, and blah, blah, blah. But, it's everybody when it's a Black issue. But everybody else, when they got their own problems going on, Black people say, oh, we ain't got nothing to do with that. They ain't got nothing to do with us. But civil rights and equality is for everyone.
I remember, and look, I love this conversation. I remember after 9/11, specifically, Black people talking about, a lot of Black people, not all, talking about that's not about us. That ain't us. That wasn't for us. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Like, no, that was an attack on America.
Right.
I mean, one of the hip hop stations here in Jackson, every other station on their dial switched over to a national news outlet that day to keep everybody up to date on what's going on. Not 99 Jams, boy, they kept pumping straight on through, playing nothing but the jams, or whatever their catchphrase is here. I know you're not from here, you wouldn't know, but it burned into my brain that the lack of respect the urban community has for America overall. I don't care what happened to you here. I mean, I hate it. Right. I get it like that, but that didn't happen to anybody, for the most part, alive at this point in time. I mean, minus your grandparents. I could go on and on. There's always exceptions to the rules, but generally speaking, it was just, it changed it did something to my brain in that moment to let me know how they look at the rest of America.
Right, and you live in a country, yes, there was slavery, but this year marks the 160th anniversary of us being out of that. Look how far we have come, and there is still some more strides to go, but look how far we have come. I've never seen a group of people that has made so much progress, but yet want to be regressive.
Yep.
It just baffles me as a Black. This is coming from a Black person. I just don't get it.
Yep.
I honestly don't.
Look, I love this conversation. You called at the end of my segment. I got to take this break. I ran over. Look, the phone line is always available if you want to call back in. Stay blessed and appreciate your support so much. Hey, real quick question. How did you find us?
Yes, sir. I was just surfing on YouTube.
YouTube. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Man, that's awesome. Being discovered up in Kentucky. That's a Black lady in Kentucky that has found this show and calling in. Love it. Those are the people that I want in my foxhole. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. I apologize to anybody that all my bleeps didn't work quite as well as I had hoped they did. It happens time to time. Apparently, I don't understand the delay. Anyway, man, what a barn burner this morning we got going on here. How about I might need a drink after this. We're approaching the weekend. You know, I put in a list of demands to the boss man at the radio station yesterday. I'm going to be producing the show for the next 2 days for Sean and Lindsay. They're going to be out of town, and Kingfish is going to be filling in from noon to 1 here today and tomorrow. And I put in a list of demands to stay over and be the producer for Kingfish. That means hit the buttons and all that. And they included a cheese platter, a bottle of Trump wine, and for Kingfish to have to refer to me as King Clay. Not King Cake, not Kingfish, but King Clay when addressing me. But what I was thinking was Matt could go out to 042 Wine and Spirits, where they do in fact have the Trump wine in stock. At least they did last time I was there. So that would be a good start in the reconciliation and healing process of this, no reconciliation or healing. I just want a bottle of Trump wine. Anyway, and Matt can go get it. It's my rider. Basically, that's what we call it in the business. I have a rider, and I'm going to need my Trump wine and my cheese platter. I prefer pepper jack cheese. Yes, I love pepper jack cheese. I get it on everything. Anyway, swing by 042 Wine and Spirits today. Get your bottle of that Trump wine. They got a massive wine selection out there. Probably the best in Rankin County. I can't confirm that because I haven't been in other liquor stores in Rankin County. But I feel like it's got everything you could possibly want right there. They got the very popular Josh brand. That's for the price, you really can't beat that Josh. And y'all know my personal favorites here lately have been the Kings of Prohibition, the Benny Siegel one. They have all the different famous mobsters from the Prohibition era. They got Al Capone, but the Benny Siegel's the Cabernet Sauvignon, whatever. I'm going to learn how to pronounce that second word, that Sauvignon or Savon or Sauvignon at some point. Meanwhile, I'll probably just enjoy drinking it. And, of course, they got all your favorite bourbons from Four Roses and everything in between. And don't forget, they always got the old go-tos, your Jim Beams, your Jack Daniels, your Heaven Hills, your Crown Royals. They got all the different Crown Royals. I know some of those are a little harder to find. They've got all the popular Crown Royals as well. That's 042 Wine and Spirits, one of the most knowledgeable staffs in the area right there. Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon, the 042 Brandon, right in front of Crossgate Subdivision. All right, man, let's check out some of your chats here. Let's see here. Austin Brown says, anyone know what's going on I-20 West in Edwards? I have not heard anything, my friend. Probably a wreck. Miles Barbershop on Facebook says, I'm not going to side with someone because they're black. That's just ridiculous. Amen. Amen. Well, I should have read this first. He says, Mr. Anthony went there to provoke that whole thing, talking about Carmelo. And then Miles said after that, I'm not going to side with someone just because they're black. That's ridiculous. Amen. And I think that's where this whole thing got so sideways. I know that's where this whole thing with Carmelo Anthony got sideways, and it led to that white lady raising $1 million for calling a black kid the N-word. And it's what started this whole black fatigue thing. What started, it's what pushed it over the edge, this whole black fatigue thing. It's just like a lot, not all black people obviously, but a lot of black folks just pile on something because it's black versus white and we're going to pick black. Black is right all the time. And man, it just makes folks look ridiculous. It does. It's what causes these people to create these, not create, but stand on these stereotypes. And it just highlights these stereotypes. And then it makes people mad. And then people want some type of social revenge. Because, like I said, black people seem to be able to get away with blatant racism and then are the same ones to turn around and cry and scream victim of racism every time they walk around the corner, like there's white supremacy hiding behind the trees, just waiting to jump out and go, boo! But meanwhile, so many black folks are the ones out there doing the racism. Like it's a dance. And people are just fed up with it. People are absolutely fed up with it. That's why when the opportunity arose to donate money to that lady who called that kid the N-word. Granted, the kid was stealing out of her baby bag, allegedly. That's why some people said, you know what? Here's a big F you. Big F you. Double middle fingers. If you're watching online, you can see them. High class today. It was a big F you to black culture. For all the people that donated almost $750,000 to Carmelo Anthony after he killed the white kid. That boy going to jail too. Boy, he's going to jail. Look, I got to take another break real quick. I hate to do it to y'all, but I ran over big time that last segment, and I've got to make it back up real quick. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, here live on WYAB, streaming worldwide at Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. Welcome in to the most incendiary show in America. This segment brought to you by our friends out at Martin's, downtown, and Livingston. I went and ate yesterday. I ended up getting a late lunch. I was supposed to have lunch with my buddy Michael Wimberly, and I could not get out of here in time to make it, so I ended up eating a late lunch around 1 o'clock at Martin's Livingston yesterday. I got the meatloaf. If you follow me on social media, I posted a picture of it everywhere. I cleaned my plate. I made a happy plate, mama. I made a happy plate. Did the meatloaf, the fried okra, and mashed potatoes with the red sauce as the gravy that comes on the meatloaf. Dang, it was good. Today's Blue Plate special of the day over there at Martin's at both locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston, is the pot roast. It's a Mississippi-style pot roast. If you like pot roast, get over to Martin's. Of course, the full menu is available. I'll always tell you need to try the country fried steak, but you can't go wrong with the grilled chicken strips either. They have found a way to make chicken strips juicy and not dried out. So good. So good. And, man, try one of their burgers. The Calvin steak bites are always a hit. The fried oysters, the hand-cut ribeyes, the fillets. I mean, the pasta. They've got the Mardi Gras pasta. It's one of the best pastas I've ever eaten. It's all available at Martin's. Real quick, their live music listings this week. This is the downtown location. Tuesday. Well, that's already passed. Friday. Let's just jump to Friday. The 13th, Friday the 13th. Scott Albert Johnson, 6 p.m. until he's free up there in the front part. And then downstairs, you got a rave going on. So if you're in the techno and all of that, squeeze by and check that out. And then Saturday, it's Foosh. It's a New Orleans tribute to Fish. So if you like jam bands, you like Fish, they have the New Orleans tribute to Fish. They're named Foosh. So if that's your jam, get by and check it out at Martin's downtown this weekend. You can also check out Martin's Livingston for their entertainment. You know, they just do the acoustic guys, which, you know, that's honestly at this point in my life, if I'm not going to see a full blown concert, I just assume that. I'm just checking real quick to see if there's anything on their Facebook page worth mentioning as far as their entertainment this weekend. Let's see here. Yeah, Friday, Jeff Reynolds. Saturday, Gina Steele. And Sunday, Silk and Steele. All at, Friday and Saturday, they start at 7. They just play in the dining area there. There's no cover charge. And then Sunday starts at 6 p.m. Get by. Check out Martin's Livingston. Big patio. It's gorgeous out there, man. Dang, it's definitely one of my favorite places. All right, back to the chaos, shall we? Back to the chaos. I want to play one more video here of somebody that called in or sent me a video congratulating me. I asked everybody, anybody who wanted to do a video, I've got plenty more. If I haven't played it yet, I promise I'm going to. We'll get to them tomorrow if I don't get to them today. But my old buddy Daryl Arnold sent in a video. We're going to play Daryl's here real quick. Let's see. Let me pause it so I can get it started.
It is Daryl, as also known as D, with a big shout out. Clay Edwards, my friend, reaching 1,000 episodes. That's pretty freaking epic, dude. Very proud of you. Let's talk about Clay Edwards. Breaking rules when necessary. His show has opened up a lot of conversation that was never had, that should have been had, and continues to open up those conversations daily. Great job, dude. Right.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Daryl. Y'all be sure to follow Daryl. Just go type in Daryl Arnold on Facebook. He's got a great radio show and podcast as well. Good platform. Always doing cool stuff. He's the entertainment promoter out there at Cypress Point. Always does a great job with all their stuff. So appreciate Daryl there. All right, let's see. Let's jump back into the Guns and Gear text line at 769-241-1944. The Mazda Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. Lloyd asks, will I be doing a live remote at the Capitol this weekend for the No Kangs riot? See, I'm not calling them a protest. These are riots. I hope the Capitol Police are ready. I hope Tate Reeves has got the National Guard ready, because these people are coming to riot and to burn down Jackson. Well, it's going to be hard to burn down things already burned down, but they're here to burn down what's left. They just better steer clear of Martin's. You keep it on that other end of downtown. Keep it around the Capitol and the business district. You start getting over there into my bubble, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to form Operation Human Shield, lock arm in arms with my brethren. We're going to protect our house. Anyway, I don't take it too serious. They'll probably have a couple hundred people. You ever notice at these left-wing protests, this is where I get in trouble. This is the comments that I'm about to make are exactly why I can't believe we made it to 1,000 episodes. Have you ever noticed it's the same people at these things, whether it's pride rallies, pro-abortion rallies, Black Lives Matter rallies, Ukraine rallies, climate change rallies, riots, whatever you want to call them, racism's rallies and protests, Klan rallies, because that's Democrat too, No Kangs rallies, legal immigration, illegal immigration, anti-ICE protests, riots. It's the same thing. Not a single individual there that any sober individual that rates above a 5 would consider sleeping with. I mean, just a bunch of absolutely we're on the radio. We don't say the F word. We'll call it unlovable. How about we call them the unfortunates? I think that's the best way to describe these people. The unfortunates. Just full of the unfortunates. People that God just tapped out on. They were just not blessed with the attractive gene at all. I mean, just no redeeming factor or quality at all about them. Not a nice ass. So you can say that word. Not a nice rack, ugly, built like a dump truck, looking like SpongeBob, SquarePants. All the dudes, super feminine, look like a pencil, or they're just fat blobs, wearing really, really small shirts with their favorite cartoon on it, looking like predators. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. But before I do that, I want to finish this thought. It's always just the least attractive people in the world all huddled together at these protests. They're all the same. The unfortunates. I love it. Hey, brother, what's going on?
What's up, man? I was just going to tell you that I may lose you. I'm on the way to Natchez in the middle of nowhere, but I did go to the clinic. It was fantastic.
Oh, the Men's Health?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super nice.
Did you tell them I sent you?
Sure did.
Thank you.
And also, I haven't been to McBee's in a while. I went by there and had lunch. It was fantastic.
Man, I tell you, that they are hitting on all cylinders right now. Michael and his team over there. I mean, look, no knock on the previous ownership at all, but sometimes people just they get burnt out, they get disenchanted with it, and a fresh set of eyes, a fresh pocketbook, a fresh bank account, it goes a long way with kind of reviving and breathing some new life into an establishment. And Michael and his team have done a phenomenal job at McBee's.
Well, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know, but I'm just telling you the people don't understand how small businesses work, and it is word of mouth. And I'm just telling you, the people that you're dealing with are good people.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate it. We actually screen the people that we do business with now. We're in a fortunate position with this show that it pretty much stays sold out with advertisers, but there's always room for the right advertiser, if that makes sense. And we get to be a little more selective about who we do business with, because it's got to fit. They got to fit the brand. They got to understand what comes with it, and most all of them do, and we appreciate them. And we're selective about who we do business with nowadays. And if we're doing business with them, they pass the test, and by that I mean they're going to treat my customers. Y'all are my listeners are my customers, and if they're going to I think they're going to treat my customers right, because I take it serious. If I find out about these advertisers mistreating my customers, we're not going to be advertising partners anymore.
Well, I'm just telling you that what you have said, and we did business before and stuff, but for the reason, of me listening and stuff, I was like, I'm going to check this stuff out. And I did, and I was happy with everything. And it's just cool people. So everybody needs to know that.
Brad, I appreciate you, brother. Stay safe on your travels.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye. Let's take our last break of the day. Online audience, don't go nowhere. Radio, we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's see here. I was waiting on Texas Jay. We was talking about race, and I hadn't seen Texas Jay. Texas Jay says white people side with their people all the time. Stop it. No, we side with right. And it's not white people. It's not just white people. I don't side with white people just because they're white. I tell y'all all the time. I wish the people in Jackson that were committing all these crimes was white, so I could really, really tell y'all how I feel about the situation. Y'all think I'm rough on these fools now. If they wouldn't have if we didn't have the race barrier there, oh boy, I'd be going hard on them. Y'all say I don't call out people in Rankin County. That's a damn lie. Hell yeah, I do. I foam at the mouth when I see a story from Rankin or Madison County talk about white folks doing some dumb shit. Texas Jay also says, white people, I'm assuming he meant Ben, white people have been getting away with racism for centuries. Stop it, Clayton. Well, in the century that Clayton has been alive, we have not. They have not. In the half century I've been alive. See, my generation killed racism, and for some strange reason, it also brought it back. Black Gen Xers just decided that they wanted to live in a new civil rights era. Was it survivor's guilt? I don't know what, but that Black Gen X brought racism back, and to put themselves through it. They were like, how much damage can we do to race relations in this country by accusing white people of being racist and saying all cops are evil? How much damage can we do in this country? And then when they finally accomplish their mission by pushing people to the point that they have black fatigue and they actually will call it out, then they want to sit there and be like, I don't know why people are tired. Why people have black fatigue? Why is it calling everybody a racist work anymore? Because people don't care anymore. People do not care anymore. Your self-inflicted bullshit has come to an end. The racism gravy train has stopped. Mr. Dillagaff says, I need a nice 30-year-old crow. I don't know what you're talking about, Crown Royal maybe? See, you know you're above target when people like JD here says, bruh, you is ignorant. I'll take the compliment. David Funches says, God said, thou shalt not kill, but these idiots agree with the killing as if it's something to celebrate. Goes to show you how ignorant they really are. It is wild, man. It is so wild to me. My boy Breacher says, when you think of the word retard, don't think special needs. Think Texas J. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're getting ready to come back from the break. Y'all don't go nowhere. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live on WYB. As we land the plane for the day, we may have the dumbest comment that we ever had here on the show, on the online segment anyway. Texas J just says, isn't Russia and Ukraine white-on-white crime? I don't have an answer for that. It's so stupid it just scrambled my brain. Ukraine is part of the rainbow supremacy. Russia, but I know y'all don't want to hear this. Russia are the good guys in that fight. They just are. Ukraine is the embodiment of globalism, rainbow supremacy, human trafficking, and everything else. The Ukrainians are the bad guys. Their government, not the people of Ukraine. Their government are the bad guys. Russia are the good guys. I can't believe that we're still having this argument 2 years into this. Russia are the good guys, Ukraine bad. Russia good, Ukraine bad. Putin told them, and they fa-foed. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the 1000th episode. All right, guys. Texas J says, aren't they both white people? Texas J, a war isn't crime. A war is people fighting over something. A war is not crime. I don't even know how to rationalize your thinking process here. Good morning, Miss Sylvia. How you doing today, Miss Sylvia? I'm looking forward to you being my first phone call tomorrow. Shannon says, let's get $100 sacks of crawfish for this weekend at the Capitol. That should keep it straight. Yeah, we ought to go down there and have a little counter protest, have a little counter crawfish boil. Have a good old time. Y'all don't forget, today from noon to 1, Sean and Lindsay are out of town, so Kingfish is going to be filling in. I'll be producing. So it'll be on the radio. We will not be streaming it on video unless I can talk them into it, but Kingfish don't like cameras, so I doubt we will. But either way, it should make for good radio. Noon to 1 right here on 103.9. You can stream the audio at WYAB.com. All right, look, I'm going to jump off here. Got to let the next host in. I got to get the podcasting already. Clip up these videos and everything. I appreciate everybody. I hope we made some sense for y'all today. I hope we made some sense. I hope we're trying to get into people's brains what's going on out there. Black folks, the Democrats aren't your friends. They have tried to replace you with the Hispanics. And now we're kicking the illegal Hispanics out of here because we love you. We want what's best for you. I mean, look, Hispanics voted for this too. That's what I love about this. Hispanics voted for this too. I just saved this thing right here. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me go back to it. Yeah. Here, look at this chart here. Before I surrender the studio, because he don't come on for another hour. He ain't got to get in here right now. I love him, but he can wait. Look at this chart. This is insane. I'm gonna pull the comments off the screen so we can see all this right here. How about just take me off the screen altogether? Here we go. This is wild. This is what we voted for. For everybody that keeps asking, did you vote for this? Is this what you voted for? Hell yeah, it's what we voted for. White women voted for Trump at 52%. White men voted for Trump at 59%. And Latino men, my Latino heat, 54%. But the black